Are we live? Yeah, we're live. We're live. People deluded. I'm back again. I apologize for obviously with a mixture of the sun and a mixture of the light reflecting and making a bright light. I've wore the new shirt. It's hot. It's hideous. But I think the more time I wear it, the more I'll start to like it, people. The more I'll start to dig it. The more I'll start to feel it and things like that. Obviously, people, literally, I've been quite busy this Saturday and I want to go out and save what's left of my Saturday. Obviously, I've done a couple of shows with my guys, Matisse and Rants and Bants. And obviously, I've done a thing with Turkish and I've technically been live already, people. Like Ethan Manners has said, this guy is always saluting the thing, DG Nation. Well, go on, people. I'm there, man. But like I was saying, people, I've been doing a hell of a lot today, but the news isn't going to stop coming out. The news isn't going to stop reaching. And Arsenal, clearly, we talk about trust in the process and trust in the process. And as normal fans, we don't know what's going on, people. We don't know what is happening, but we need to trust it to a degree. I say that because we talk about transfers and what needs to happen, but I feel as fans we almost disregard what's happening off the field. If you look at it at youth level, we've streamlined and brought in different people. We've changed our operations in terms of recruitment. You've seen Raul Sanye leave, you've seen Francis Cahigio and many long-lasting staff across several departments leave. So clearly we're changing direction. What that direction is, people, remains to be seen. I don't know what's happening, but we always talk about trust in the process. Sometimes you need a bit of blind faith. I know with the track record, people, that wouldn't necessarily be sensible, but you get where I'm going. So when I've heard today that Ljungberg has left, it took me by surprise. We've announced a new signing. We've signed Salah, not that Salah, the one that used to play for Feyenoord. And obviously Ljungberg has left. So now, obviously, when I look at it, obviously, first and foremost, I've seen Pat Rice leave, and from an emotional point of view, I'm distraught. So an obvious player like Ljungberg, who's been an invincible, who's technically managed the club for a second, that's been here for 2 spells now and been a youth manager and everything, and someone that gets the club and understands it, you want him around, and it hurts. But on one hand, clearly he's being left. Maybe he's being let go because he wants to pursue other opportunities, like is allegedly being portrayed. He could have another scouting job or coaching job lined up, which you have heard of few weeks ago. There was a lot of interest from some other clubs, and maybe being Arsenal's caretaker manager for a second, and obviously being assistant manager at Wolfsburg, he sees I want to go back in it. He's probably he's coached under 23s at Arsenal. He probably wants to go back in it. Maybe seeing Arteta get his chance with no real experience, with all due respect, makes him think, what, why am I wasting time? Maybe experience is overrated. Why not go out and get my feet wet and learn from my mistakes, like hard and fast sort of thing, and go and be a manager? So, I wish Ljungberg all the best. As we all do, it's his third spell, technically second as a coach, that's come to an end. We wish him all the best and things like that, people. For me as well, I'd see it as Ljungberg. If I'm a bit sinister, I think Ljungberg was kind of marginalized under Arteta purely because a little birdie, and I don't have any reliable sources, but a little birdie did tell me, they told me Bellerin might want to leave, and you're seeing rumors around there. There is a bit of truth with that. And Ljungberg and Arteta, not to play devil's advocate, allegedly, people, they don't see eye to eye per se. Is there any coincidence me saying that? And now consider the fact of Arteta. Ljungberg went from someone that was on the match field, you get it, like he was on the coaching bench, now he's in the stands, and I get that. I get what Arteta or anyone says about we need people watching the game, different perspective and stuff. And as a fan, I don't know what Ljungberg is doing all week. Many young players speak highly of Ljungberg, so he could have still been working with them. But I see that as a fan. Think about it, people. If you're Arteta and you don't want this coach for whatever reason, you don't see eye to eye, and you tell him go and sit up in the stands and watch the game and tell me what go on and what's going on, people, you're gonna think I don't want you really part of my plans. Why don't I want you on the sort of trenches with me, telling me what could happen, potentially telling the players? This tells me that I don't really want you involved in the operations. And to save face, we're going to keep you. And there might have been something Ljungberg was patterning in the interim. He probably agreed to stay to the end of the season, but for whatever reason, he's changed now, and we're seeing a lot of changes. People that have been there for a while: Pat Rice, Francis Cahigio, leaving the club. Raul Sanye, who just been in the club for 2 seconds, left his position, and now we're seeing this. We're seeing a lot of changes, people. So there's been an audit, and again, we might be looking at it. The board might have looked at it. When you consider what I said about Ljungberg and Arteta and him being in the stands, they might be saying, looking at everybody's, you don't really need Ljungberg on the wage bills or whatever. It might not not be Ljungberg wants to pursue another opportunity. You never know. You never know. Either way, we're gonna give him his credit and give him his dues. Done no Carter, man. Putting in work, man. I'm trying to think. But for what it's worth, people, the official statement is saying, and again, this probably gives you a clue as to where he wants to go. Freddie Ljungberg is leaving the club to pursue new opportunities in the coming season. There you had it, and it made reference to his previous positions. Ljungberg said, I have decided to announce my first team assistant coaching role at Arsenal. Sorry, people. I've decided to leave. It's been a long day. I've decided to leave. I've decided to leave my first team assistant coaching role at Arsenal to progress my management experience. I've been involved with this club on and off since 1988, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities they have given me, both as a player and as a coach. I wish Mikel and all the team every success for the season ahead. Thanks also to the fans for their constant support and for always being by my side. I hope we will all meet again. Me too, man. This is a man who you saw him get a yellow card and things like that, people. Even being a manager. You hear how Saka speaks of him. You hear what his whole bust up with Mesut Ozil. There were some moments he tried to pattern the club, and it's a shame, man. He's had an imprint on some of these young players that are progressing and things like that, man. And it's a shame to see Ljungberg go. But if he is leaving to play somewhere else, manage somewhere else, and further define himself as a manager, then I respect it, man, and we wish him all the best, being a former Arsenal man. We already know Bukayo Saka rates him very highly. Arteta said, Freddie has been a really important member of my team since my arrival. He did a great job of picking the team up when Emre left, and we all have 100% respect for him as a man and as a coach. I know I'll be facing him on the touchline in the future again, so he's going to be a manager in his own right. Again, a bit of that is probably PR. And maybe not. I'm not saying Ljungberg's a negative influence, but maybe Arteta and he just wanted a fresh. He's like, as much as I like Ljungberg and things like that, similar to what I was saying when Ljungberg was a coach, with some of his selections. When you're involved, as much as Ljungberg's is the old man and might be, when you're not the manager, you can see what other man is doing wrong. He's been part of that. So maybe, Ljungberg's got maybe too many allegiances in the squad. Maybe there's too many ways of thinking. Maybe there's too many blurred lines, and Arteta thinks we need to start afresh with people with different thinking. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's the case, but we've got to consider that, people, really and truly. Either way, he gets my full support, and I wish him all the best, people, really, really and truly. He's left, man. So yeah, man, what can I say? At 43 years of age, he played for Arsenal for 9 seasons. He made 325 appearances. He's held a number of coaching positions. So I can't really complain, people, really and truly. It is what it is. Ljungberg, you have my, I wish you all the best, man. Don't worry, Ahmed. I've blocked him, man. He's moving a bit mad. Like I said, them virgin antics there. So it is what it is with Ljungberg, man. It is what it is. Like I said, it's sad that a man that's had an imprint on many of the young players in particular, and they losing that immediate sort of reference within the first team. It is what it is. Personally, I'm keen to see what we do as a club in terms of, I say rebuild for want of a better word, but rebuild, because I don't mind Ljungberg, Raul Sanye, all these men leaving if it's audit purposes and things, provided there's a plan. I can't see it, and it's not for me to see it because I'm a fan, but I want to see the direction, because I've previously said it. With Raul Sanye leaving, that screams to me the project didn't work, or at least we're trying a new model. We tried the whole agent thing, using the South American context, using the fact of being a Barcelona employee. He's got an executive book. It didn't work. We tried the Glazides approach. It didn't work. Missing tap didn't work. So I'm keen to see the next direction collectively we're going in. And I'm keen to see, what we do as a scout from the scouting, because we've let scouts go. I'm keen to see what we do from a coaching perspective if coaches are leaving. So we'll have to see what happened, my guy. Did you resign Salah? Apologies, my guy. I can't make out what you said there. I'm just going to assume you're talking about the Salah we signed. If I scroll down, I can find my notes on Donny. Yeah, man. Salah-Eddine, who he plays a bit similar to one that plays for Ajax. But from what I've seen of Salah-Eddine, people, I don't know him religiously. He can play as a creative number 10. He's someone that can get in between the lines. He's someone that is very good technically, someone that puts himself around. He isn't the biggest in terms of stature, not necessarily height, but frame, but he's only 17. You know, he's come to the club as part of this remit we're trying to do. We've brought in a number of players for the 23s, you know, players to help Steve Bold, because we've seen a couple of players leave permanently and obviously go out on loan. So we need players to be competitive at that level. And also what the small hope is, you know, obviously you hope any lad, you know, whether it's George Lewis or a player that's George Lewis is 20 and just signed a deal at Arsenal, having played in Sweden or Norway, I could be wrong, or someone that's been here for 10 years. You want someone to progress to the first team and be a first team player. But, you know, if that happens, great. Can we make profit on these players? Can they go on and be championship players? Can they go on and be Premier League players or League One? Every penny counts. And if we can do that, then that's fine, man. And, you know, Salah-Eddine, you know, he's 17 years of age. I'd imagine he's signing a pro year deal. He gives us an option at under 18s level where we're losing a lot of players, and he might feature in the 23s. I'm keen to see. I don't actually know if he's going to be in the 18s or 23s. He's signed a pro deal. He's left Feyenoord, and he completes and sort of another signing. You know, we've got the lad that we're allegedly signing from Spurs, the centre half. We've got Akinola from Huddersfield. George Lewis has come into the club as a free agent, I believe. I'm missing out another name. I'm definitely missing out another name, but these are good options, and hopefully they can all progress to the first team, or they can progress to be sold for a decent amount of profit, or things like that. People, I don't mind. Like I said, he's got the good fundamentals, and he's got the good fundamentals you'd expect a Dutch player to have, and especially a Dutch player that's played for a club like Feyenoord. People, the official statement said, you know, from Arsenal said, known as Salah, the 17-year-old has joined from Eredivisie side Feyenoord as a free agent. He will join up with the professional development phase ahead of the new season. The Dutch midfielder is renowned for his agility, creativity in the middle of the park, predominantly a centre midfielder. He spent his youth career in the Netherlands, developing through the ranks in Rotterdam with Feyenoord. And for me, you know, if he's at under 18s level, people, that could be very competitive, because, you know, we've got Moro, a first-year scholar. We've got Charlie Patino, a first-year scholar as well. We've got a couple of central midfield players there. You know, Amari Hutchinson can play in a couple of these roles. You know, so Catalin's probably going to step up to 23. So maybe this is a signing for the 18s. You know, and if he is, there's competition for places at 23 level. The same could be said. So yeah, hopefully he can progress to first team. Hopefully he can prove his worth for Arsenal, whether it's making money for this club or not. We'll have to see. Deluded thinks he's hard. Learn to spell, and I don't think I'm hard, but your girl can get me there if that's what you want, bro. Moving forward from that clown. You know what? Scroll up. You lost your right. Oh, we've only got time for sensible people. But moving forward, I don't mind that, people. And what I like to see is this aggressive recruitment. From what I've seen from Mertesacker, you know, they've committed an audit where they've let scouts go and coaches go, which is sad. But from a business point of view, can we do things better? Him and his team have installed that German efficiency. They've moved quickly to make these changes. They moved quickly for the scouting. They moved quickly to move certain youth players on as well, and things like that. So I'm liking what I'm seeing at that level. And hopefully these players can go and progress and do several things, people. So congratulations. Moving away from that, and there's some other Arsenal stuff. You know, apparently the Italian newspaper is claiming a few hours ago Arsenal contacted Renagli's agent. Apparently an exchange was arranged with Bellerin. Sorry, people, this don't make sense. A few hours ago, Arsenal contacted Regani's agent. Exchange with Bellerin could be arranged with Juventus. Napoli are also keen on Mustafi and Socrates. So it's a bit of everything. Are we trying to sign Regani, or are we being linked with a centre half because we need a centre half? And he's been linked to us even when he was at Empoli. I'm not too sure what to buy in that. In relation to Mustafi and Socrates and Napoli, these are two players I believe the club will listen to offers on, more so Socrates because he's got a year left. He's on 95 bags a week. He's clearly, out of all the centre halves, you look at them and judge, he's the least tactical fit. He's the most old school defender, which limits his ability to play on the ball. You'd imagine he's someone the club want to move on. Considering the fact of his wages, he's not going to probably get them wages elsewhere. Considering the climate with COVID and clubs are doing other things, he might sit on his hands for a year. You can hear the way his language has changed versus how his agent has spoken recently. Obviously, his wife has just had a new child. You know, they've welcomed a new child, which, congratulations once again. That is a blessing in this world, people. We can't underestimate that for a second. But at the same time, if your wife just had a child, literally, would you be in a rush to move to a new country and everything that it entails with moving house and moving to a new country? Because he's got to get his kid to school. He's probably got to find nursery, you know, he's got to find a house, he's got to find they've got to do several things. And that's a lot of effort. And considering his wife has just given birth, maybe they'll sit down on their hands for a bit, stay in London for a year, wait for the kid to get a bit older, wait for the situation to change and do things differently. We'll have to see, people. I'm not gonna go over Gabriel again, but I hope we sign Gabriel, people, because what I like about Gabriel is he's still quite raw. He's 22. He's played what 2 seasons or 3 seasons at the top level. I know he's had a couple of loan spells. There's rough edges in his game. For instance, I like that he's aggressive, but he likes to dive in at times. I like that he likes to track his runner, but sometimes he's caught flat-footed. I like him though, man. We have to probably concede that these players are going to need time. I like him. He's 6'3" or so. 22, left-footed, left-hand side centre half, can ball play. When you've got three French speakers, and David Luiz has spent time in Paris. Obviously Saliba is French, and you've got my man. The communication barrier won't be an issue while you'd want them to speak English. I wouldn't mind all three of them playing in a back three from time to time, as well as despite the fact of I want a back four. I'm keen to see Gabriel sign. I know there's a bit of willy, won't he? If he signs, great. If he don't, we move on. Obviously, his price tag plays a part. I don't mind him for taking his time. He's 22. You'd imagine he stays at his next club for 3 or 4 years. It's the next significant move in his career. Does he go to Napoli, where Italy is regarded as the university of defending? Does he go with United? Does he go with Arsenal? Does he go with whatever club? I don't mind him for taking his time. I'm keen to see what our centre-half partnership would be next season, people, because on one hand, I would like it to be Saliba and Gabriel from the jump. Many fans would lose their patience, but for me, that screams what we're trying to do. 22-year-old, 19-year-old, let them learn these harsh lessons, expose them to the harsh reality of the Prem when they're playing against Sergio Aguero, and obviously, Glenn Murray and Danny Ings and Jamie Vardy, and you've got target Giroud, you've got target men, you've got men that are not in the game forever, you've got players that won't give you an inch, you've got many different strikers, and they're only going to learn through obviously playing. I would like to see that, and I know many people would say they're not experienced and stuff, but we've got experienced centre halves that make the same mistakes. So at least we've got young players that might learn from this a bit better versus the same old error-prone individuals. That being said, at the same time, I don't have a problem with what happens and what I expect in that David Luiz will partner one of Saliba or Gabriel. Because Gabriel's a bit older, I'm being inclined to believe Gabriel would be the centre half to be partnered with David Luiz. Saliba might have to be a bit patient and might have to concede cup competitions and the occasional start before he's fully blooded in. But I'd like to see them both blooded in from the jump, people, really and truly. Yeah, man, I've said it in a previous vid, but Wolves have been the latest club to be linked with Maitland-Niles. But that's all I've got to say, people, really. We've touched on, Arsenal signing Salah. We've obviously touched on this whole Freddie Ljungberg leaving the club. We've touched on some transfer news. Apparently, Torino have contacted Arsenal concerning Lucas Torreira, and they request a loan with an option to buy, which apparently Arsenal are not interested in entertaining. Torreira, for a bunch of reasons, has been linked with a move away from Arsenal, people. So we'll have to see. Apologies for your plays, but your message has been there for a minute, people. I've got through what I've needed to get through. You said chances of getting Arawa. I don't know, innit? It could be high, it could be low. We could not be interested. There could be some legs to it if we're the only team that's put an offer down. You're hearing teams like Juventus are getting involved. Man City, Pep Guardiola's probably been whining and dining him for a good year. He spoke of them very highly when they played each other in the group stages once upon a time. So for me, if Pep Guardiola calls any player, you will improve under Pep. You will, and being at a team like City, so that would entice me. Juventus, come on, going. It's in a footballing establishment. Barcelona, he's a Barcelona player for me, but the level of scrutiny is different. But Real Madrid need a rebuild. I think he'd be perfect. I think Arsenal, the only thing we could sell him to them is who we are, selling Arteta. And also selling that we could, it's sad to admit, but we're trying to not obviously tell him we're trying to rebuild and do this Premier League thing and top 4 team, but sell the fact of we're an intermediate club. You come to us similar to Gabriel, you sit down for 3 or 4 years, you make sure you're at your ultimate level before you go to Madrid. Because as we see a lot of talented young players who aren't necessarily in their final form go there. I know a lot of people are singing Arawa's praises, and deservedly so, because he's playing very well as a footballer and he is a great player. But if you watch Lyon this whole season, they have been a bit up and down, and the same can be said for Arawa. So let's look at the whole picture. But he's a quality player. You're hearing Edu's offering in him and Guendouzi. If I had to give my chances as a fan, I'd say a 3, but I'm pessimistic on signings anyways, my guy. I didn't think we were signing Aubameyang, so make of that what you will. I just don't see it happening, people. So let's see what happens, man. Bro, we need Partey at any cost. Well, you know, I'd love Partey, box to box midfielder, just pay his release clause and get that one there done, people, man. Does this mean Santi could be coming back? You never know, man. You didn't, at least not for now, you know. It seems like Arsenal will entertain Santi coming back if and when he wants to go into coaching, and Arteta the same. You'd imagine, you know, there's a position there. But you know, you look at the changes we're doing, when you look past the fact of Santi's been a great serviceman and things, and look at it without sentiment. You remember Wenger saying that something famous along the lines of, we can't just create artificial positions for ex-players. So as much as I want him back, looking at the current model we're trying to do, people, as football fans, as at Arsenal, if we're cutting positions and cost cutting and seeming to audit and stuff, then does bringing back Santi for the sake of it, bringing him back, bring it mean anything? Of course, I hear, you know, he might not be experienced, but it's Santi Cazorla. He's a good role model and all of these things. But if you was to look at it on a harsh thing and say, you know what, is he an expert in any coaching field? Right now, he's not, because he's not like, Santi's been a great player, and you can't underestimate the playing experience. But do you get what I'm saying? So it wouldn't make sense, really and truly. We'll have to see what happens, man. We'll really have to see. PSG or Bayern Munich. If I had to bet my life savings, Bayern Munich, but any team with Neymar, it's a mazza. I don't mind, because as you lot know, I'm a big fan of Neymar, and it's a chance for me to run bands. If Bayern Munich win, you know, our boy Gnabri's a Champions League holder, and we can run bands, and indirectly Coutinho's won it. So there must be something to be had there, people. So we'll have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see, man. But I can't look past them. Love for that, my guy. Love for that funny ass name, but love for that, man. Yeah, he went to play for Xavi still. So yeah, that one there is off the table for at least a year, man. Why does Freddie leave? He probably just left. Well, he could have been forced out. I've kind of covered that already, my guy. So rewind that when it does come out. But yeah, he probably just left because he wanted to do other things, people, man. He probably just wanted to improve and do other things and whatnot. So I wish him all the best. Egypt's king said, Bellerin 20, Xhaka 20, Lucas 25, Matteo. You'd imagine we should be able to get the money together, but I think you could get a bit more for Bellerin. I'd concede 30, 25, 30. Torreira, I think you're getting 30. Spot on for Guendouzi. Lacazette, I'd probably concede a bit 40-ish. Socrates, fair enough. Kolasinac, yeah, fair enough. It's easier said than operation. I wouldn't sell Xhaka, so I exclude Xhaka. You'd like to think there's money for Arrow already, man. The way you've put it, it does make sense, man. This guy is so upset, man. Stop calling Havertz. Allow me, man. Calm down, man. Calm down, man. Go outside, man. Relax, man. Relax, my guy. Relax, bro. Anyways, apologies, man, if I've really upset your day that much, man. Sorry, man. Calm down. Done no more Beguna, man. I make sure you lot are liking up the thing, man. As usual, thank you for this. Thank you for the super chats, man. That one there, for if anyone didn't see it. AN has said, DG, what do you think of Partey, Arawa, Ozil midfield with 2 attacking 8s against low blocks? Since we have Ozil, we should use him. Yeah, because we need people that are going to proactively try and seek to break the lines and provoke things. I get it, my guy. I get it. I really do get it. And I wouldn't mind that. But again, Ozil, Arteta's kind of played coy on him, but he has spoke highly previously on him. But I think the Ozil thing is gone. Like I think that one there is gone. So it is what it is. So we'll have to see, man. Life is a mazza for you, bro. Trust me. I'm trying to get there, man. I'm trying to get there. Trust me, Matthew, man. He got the attention. He got his 5 minutes of fame, man. He can go, you know, stick that on his wall and shit, man. Big up him, man. You always get some neeks. But it is what it is. What else have we got? Keep up the video soon to blow. Hopefully, my guy. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think I am, but man, I have to keep trying and things, man. I have to make sure. Make a mod. Yeah, man. I beg you comment after this video ends, man. I'll do that. Yeah, there probably isn't no truth in that then. There probably isn't no truth in that, my guy, because I know Bellerin has been spoken about wanting to leave. But, you know, there probably is no truth. And you can't imagine, really, considering Bellerin's injury and the inconsistencies in his performance, then it probably don't make sense to go for him right now. So we'll have to see, man. Yeah, he does. He does. He does. You're right. Man got the new shirt on. When the new DG Nation shirt's coming out. If you lot want the supports, if you lot want the shirts and that, just let me know. I've been thinking of that, man. I've been thinking of that. I've been thinking of that. Man said grow a beard and you'll blow. Come on, man. Guys, that one there was funny. That's the only thing DG can't do, man. Grow a beard. That was funny. Get me some beard oil or something, man. But there's another way to get it, but DG don't play them games there. Oh, you looking at that music? I missed all your streams because I'm off work, but the first one I can watch on the day off. Don't know, my guy, man. I don't share your love for my shirt, this shirt, as much, but yeah, man. Don't know, Adrian. Come on, man. Come on, man. Straight from JA, man. I miss you lot, man. Back some Guinness for me, man. Come on. What other questions we got? What else we got? What else we got? Answered that already, my dude. Answered that one there already. I just hope we get business done in the transfer market, man. I can't lie. I just want Arteta to go into the season with a centre half and better midfield options. Simple as, man. Really and truly. That's all I can ask for. Don't know, my guy. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your support, man. It means the world. It really does. That's deep. But thanks for your praise. And that's for my association with AFTV, man. I mean, shout out to Robbie, but I mean, it's not my thing. I'm my own guy. But you're right, man. People play agendas and that, but it is what it is, man. Trust me, man. Trust me. I'm streaming it from a laptop. What they want, bro. Trust me, man. Matthew's a real tug. Trinidad. Shout out to you lot, man. Shout out to you lot. What's this? Do you think Pepe, Laka, Alba front three will ever work? Well, I do think it can work. It works towards the end of the season, but it's just with the exception of Aubameyang, you know, the other two kind of go through the motions. You know, it's been Pepe's first season and all of them things. Lacazette, you know, this season towards the end, he's finished it strong, but he's had them sort of moments. So it's up to the other two if they're going to be consistently of that level. Because you look at Liverpool, obviously Firmino's a good player. People talk about his goal scoring, but there's been a certain level of consistency over the season. I know his role is different, mainly focusing on Salah and Mane. You know, they've been consistent goal scorers. So we're going to need Lacazette to probably have a better output over the course of the whole season. And obviously you want to see Pepe do a bit more collectively over the season. Trust me, man. Soon come, man. Soon come. I'm in talk with suppliers, man. Trust me. Soon. Thanks very much, Martin, man. Done now. Leno or Martinez for number one. Tough one, but I think I think Martinez should go into the season with it. I think it's his to lose sort of thing. But I wouldn't complain whichever one goes in, really, because they're both deserving. You know, Leno lost it in harsh circumstances. Martinez stepped up when required. Would you use a 4-2-3-1 instead of a 4-3-3 next season? That undoubtedly 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 is what I want to see next season. But I still want us to retain the ability to play in the back three because we never know when it will be required, which I think Arteta will do. I think he naturally wants to move towards playing four at the back and things like that. But I think this is what he's doing. He playing three at the back. It's a bit like it's a short-term fix. So I don't know if he wants to play certain members in defense, or is it just a thing where you're playing well right now? Let me not change things. I don't know if he sees Aubameyang's long-term future as a winger, but that's what he was doing. To get there's many things I'm yet to see him on a long-term basis, and we're still learning about Arteta. We're still learning, so we'll have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see what happens. Thank you very much, man. Your consistency is second to none as you keep putting out quality content. I'm trying, man. God loves a try, so I keep trying, man. I really ain't got nothing else to do, man. Do you think Arsenal should remain possession based in all our games or switch to a counter-attacking football? I want to see us be possession based, but it's about the intention. Now we're not a possession based team because I don't think we retain the ball well enough, and when we do, it's just slow and in front. It's about the intention. Is our intention about getting forward and getting through on goal? And I think it is under Arteta, because if you look at one of Aubameyang's goals, definitely against City, and the City goal, the Palace away. There's been a couple of goals this season which have been great team moves, and they started from Leno, and Lacazette's been involved. The one that I focus on is the City one because it was the context of the game. We are quite devastating when there's intention to our play, and I do think he is trying to promote us not necessarily to be a counter-attacking team, but to break as quickly and as clinically as we potentially can. People, don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of positive reactions to the merchandise, man. We're getting there soon, man. We're getting there. Could Lacazette play anywhere other than up front? I'm not so sure. Unless you're gonna do a sort of second striker thing, then I think not. I think not. I think he's striker or nothing, or sort of support striker. I don't think there's that. Trust me, my guy. Torreira's done dirty. Like, he's had bad form, played out of position. I like Torreira. Until Partey comes in, there's not another midfielder that can put a foot in. I hear all of this tactical out, tactically looks out of place right now under Arteta. But at the same time, you need someone that can put a foot in, and nobody else can do that. So, I think Torreira can still have a big say, man. I really like Torreira. But if he leaves, it is what it is, man. There's nothing else that you can really say. Matthew, I wish I had an answer for you. I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on, Owen. You have been on to me about that, man. Trust me, his hold-up play is right. It's good, people. That's why collectively you need him as part of your team. You need Lacazette. The problem is sometimes he goes through these spells of good form and bad form, like you already know, my dude. Bro, you ever thought about doing... Nah, man, I'm just a man with opinions, man. When you start doing all that, I just want to stay in my... Who knows, but I just want to stay in my lane right now. Just talk about this football, man. When you start trying to do all this easy Mills and the Shade Borough thing, this is when people try to do you dirty. I'm just going to stay in my lane, talk about my little footballers and my little opinions. They are, man. Love, though. BC, what do you think about Nkunku? I think he's done very well, man. I think when you look at Banega and Nkunku, fans turned up their nose. They look like two decent signings we could have made. Nkunku's still developing. Definitely looks a better player since leaving PSG properly and trying to establish himself. Do you rate Joe Willock? I do rate Joe Willock, man. I like Joe Willock, man. I just think, not everyone's going to do... not everyone's going to do the Saka and Martinelli thing. I like Joe. I just want to see him kick on a bit more, but I think Joe has a future. I'm wishing Joe every potential success here, man. I like Joe a lot, man. Same, bro. But I think the thing that's probably effed up Martinelli for next season, is the recovery, because apparently he might come back quicker, but apparently he's estimated to not play in 2020 next year. Well, until next year, not play any part this year of 2020. So, the first thing is to get fit. And obviously, just because you're medically signed off as being fit, don't mean you're ready. This is Martinelli's first big injury I'm aware of, and he looks strong mentally, but it's his first time. Maybe, mentally he'll have things he needs to adjust to. Obviously, sadly, there could be some setbacks. You never know. And yeah, he's just not gonna, he's still gonna need to get match fit. He's not gonna be at his best, man. But I want to see Martinelli start, man. I want to see Martinelli start a bit more. There's definitely been times where I've looked at it and thought, yeah, man, I want to see him a bit more of him. But at the same time, we kind of need to wrap him and Saka in cotton wool and remember their ages. But they're the two young players that don't really care. They're not there. The youth thing is a bit irrelevant. They're on this thing. They're ready and stuff. Next question, Jay. Who do you keep, Chambers or Holding, if you had to get rid of one? Well, I'm the bigger Holding fan, but I think based on this season and obviously discounting Holding's injury, I would say I'd keep Chambers, because I feel what I like about Chambers is that he doesn't try to do things above his pay grade. Obviously, he tries to do the playing out from the back thing, but he knows the passes he can make and the passes he can't. I don't mind selling him, but I think Chambers would be the better one to keep. But me, I'm a big fan of Holding. I still think Holding can get an England call up based on what I've seen, but I think he needs to improve. I know he hasn't played too much being at Arsenal, and he has had some good spells, but at the same time, some of the things he's done this season, I don't understand it. Like that silly pass to David Luiz against Liverpool, charging out. He just seems a bit unsure. And at his age and the time you've been at Arsenal now, again, playing, you learn these things quicker playing, but I would have thought the process of thought, the speed of thought and the maturity would have been a bit better than it is now. He can still do this thing, and he's had a big injury, but yeah, that's what I thought, man. That's what I thought. Two different players, my guy, man. I don't mind getting Coutinho on loan and obviously getting Partey in a permanent capacity. Love my guy, man. The hardest working YouTube analyst. Analyst on YouTube. Love for that, man. Love for that, my guy, man. Maybe, my guy, maybe. I hope not. I want some man to be first team regulars. I want some man to be squad players. Equally, if you fizzle out and you can be sold for a profit, it is what it is, man. It is what it is in that regards. DG, big up your damn self. Love for that, my tug, man. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot, seeing positive words. Someone said DG will probably have to go soon. Yeah, you're right, bro. This was just off the cuff. Good questions. Back three, ideal back three team. Back three. I'd probably say, if Holding patterns up, then I'd play Holding because I think he could be a player for us of some stature. But on current levels, I'd probably go. It probably should be Mustafi. Apologies for the music. It probably should be Mustafi, Saliba, and Gabriel. But I'd say David Luiz through the middle. He's got the leadership aspects, and I would say Gabriel on the left, obviously Saliba on the right of a back three. Assuming Gabriel comes into the club and signs because he hasn't actually technically signed for this club. So we'll have to see. Which players do you realistically see leaving Arsenal this summer? Well, I would probably say I can imagine a future where Guendouzi leaves potentially. Guendouzi, El Nene might have to leave in some capacity. I can sit here and say Ozil. But we don't know if it's going to happen. Maitland-Niles, based on recouping funds. Bellerin and Lacazette potentially with Kolasinac. I don't know. It all depends in a COVID environment if people are going to make a move. This is one of them things that's going to stay with me for life, man. But the game means a lot to me, bro. Man's a Sunday league player. Man does 9 to 5. I look forward to playing football, innit? Like, I want to win. I want to do things. I'm paying to play football. I'm waking up early on a Sunday, one day before work. Man, I want to see decent performances. And when not everybody's replicating that, man, I have to say something, my guy, man. Don't know, my guy, man. Shout out to Botswana, man. It always shocks me, all the countries you lot coming from and watching me. It's a crazy thing. Who's your 11 versus Liverpool? I don't know. Without seeing us in pre-season and assessing things, I don't know. But if it's a thing, I'd probably just try to go with the lineup we went with in Thingy, boy. Against City. Man said City against Chelsea. Right, shout out to you, my guy, man. Thank you for your positive words. At the same time, I've spoken about Ljungberg already, my guy. So yeah, I beg you just scroll back, man, because I can't remember all the points I said. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but on the short of it is upsetting that he's left the club because he's someone that understands Arsenal and things like that. I might catch it, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm trying to enjoy this weather, man. I've been streaming all day, man. I'm not even gonna cap to you, my guy. I'm not even gonna cap. Bro, when you put mediocre players on ridiculous wages, it makes it hard. You can't move them on, my dude. That's why, man. You look at soccer artists, 95 bags a week. Kolasinac free transfer has proven costly because it's 100k a week. I'm not caring about how much money they earn. It's unrealistic. I'm looking at it from another perspective. If I'm a club, do I want to take on Kolasinac's wages? Has he been playing to that form? Or am I going to want to supplement it? And if it's getting supplemented, Arsenal are going to have to make up them wages, or there's other things that are going to have to happen, And the same goes for soccer artists. You get it as well. Same thing. You've got Socrates, you've got El Nene, you've got, this is why we struggle to move these players on, because maybe people will take a chance, but then you've got the wage factor. So it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Needs to, man. It's about time we get to see it, man. I think he's a decent player. He shows little dribs and drabs. I don't know if it's because of injury or whatnot, why we haven't seen the best, but would like him to have a decent season because I wanted him at Arsenal. I thought he's a techie player. I haven't seen a lot of him in the Premier League. Not going to happen, my guy. And if it does, Arsenal better take Spurs to the cleaners. And if they don't, boy, it is what it is. Love for that, my guy. Love for that, my guy. Love for that, my guy. Love, bro. Make sure. Trust me, bro. Trust me. After this, I'm done, man. I'm done after this. Trust me, I'm done. Combine Arsenal and Man United 11. Tough one off the top of my head, man. Tough. Leno or Martinez in goal for sure. Right back Wan-Bissaka is one that debate. I could be shameless and say Maitland-Niles, but Wan-Bissaka wins that. Personally, I think Tierney wins it at left back. I think we've got to meet in the middle for centre halves because they're all the best of a bad bunch. I think Maguire would get into our team regardless of what you say. So I'll go with Maguire. Current form, I don't really feel any, I don't really want to put anybody in there, but current form, I'll throw David Luiz in there just based on the FA Cup final. But really, the centre half one, it's the best of a bad bunch. I'll scream Saliba, but he hasn't played for us really. I don't believe Lindelof gets it. I don't really believe in either centre half, so that's that. Midfield is a bit of an easy one, I think Pogba gets in there without a doubt. In the what should I do? 4-3-3. Pogba in midfield. Forgetting who even plays for Arsenal, man. Like Pogba in midfield, Bruno Fernandes in midfield. And I think Xhaka or Torreira. I think Torreira can get in there, put a foot in there. I think Xhaka can get in that midfield. So I'll put Xhaka there. Up front, Aubameyang gets in there up front. I'd go Martial on the left. And I'm a big fan of Greenwood. But I've got to be a bit biased and say Bukayo Saka. I've got to be biased, man. I think I've given a leeway. I've been as fair as I can, my dude, man, without letting the Arsenal cap show. So, yeah, man, that's the thing for me, man. That's the thing for me. But we can't grab up on Upamecano. I'd love Upamecano and Saliba, but we can't grab up on Upamecano, my guy. So we're going to have to leave that one. So Gabriel and Saliba, assuming we can bring him in, really and truly. James Rodriguez for 22 mil. Nah, he's a good player, but I think them sort of man there, we probably just got to leave it, man. Leave it. We ain't. I think if we're gonna do that, we do it for a Coutinho. I wouldn't do it for James Rodriguez, really and truly. So let's leave that one there, man. Don't know my people, them in JA. What have you said? Would you like to see Emil Smith-Rowe getting in the starting 11? I'd like to see him get opportunities. I'd like to see him in and around the first team. Past that is down to him, what he wants to define and what he wants to do with himself in the team. So I'd probably say that, my guy, really. Would you take Szoboszlai? I can't spell his name either. And it took me a while to even learn how to pronounce his name. So, yeah, I would take him. Yeah, bro, you're right. Marie hasn't put her foot wrong. But you see, with Marie, I think, and again, it's down to Marie. He hasn't really been given an opportunity. But for me, you see, with Marie, my dude, for me, I'm just looking at Marie to be a man that can step up when required in cup competitions or an injury. I don't really think he's going to be first team like that. It is what it is in that regards. I do think Marie's shown in what you can see that he has an issue with pace. Yeah, you could put Pepe in there, nonchalant 97, but I think Marie has an issue with pace, and I feel we might need to leave that. I like Marie, he's 26. What I like about Marie is he's got that bit of Chambers about him in that Marie seems reluctant to play out from the back at times, but I think with Marie, he just screams. I like defenders or like players who know what they're capable of. I like to see man try things and don't hide, but I just feel, I like that he seems to understand his pay grade. So I want to see more of Marie. Obviously, we're hoping for a speedy recovery. Let's go for 2 more questions, people, man. Let me get out of here. Like my man says, enjoy my day. Big up the people banging out the music in my garden. Don't know if you lot can hear that, but big it up anyway, same way. Similar to the last question, I think he's going to have that Reece Nelson, he's going to be in the same boat with Eddie, Reece Nelson, Saka and Martinelli being in and around, and it's just down to you to take your chances. Do you want to play week in, week out like Saka has got to show, or like Eddie did at a point, dispossessing Lacazette, or do you want to be used sporadically? It's down to him, and we're hoping. I just want to see a bit more confidence from Emil Smith-Rowe because I know he's got it in him. Youngsters you want to see promoted from the academy. It's early days, but I would like to see Tyrese, John Jules and Ballingen get opportunities first and foremost, in my opinion, and Greenwood. But I'd like to see them. There's a bunch of players, really, but they would be the ones. Don't know, my guy. Man said football connoisseur. I'm just a man with opinions, man, trying to be better than I was yesterday, my guy, man. Yep, because that's immediately the spine of the squad, Connor, It's all you could have a house where you've got lovely wallpapers, you've got lovely TVs on the wall, but if the foundations of your house is poor, your house is going to break down. If your installation, if the insulation within the walls is poor, you're not going to be warm, you're going to be cold, you get it? And then you're going to buy more clothes and stuff to keep yourself warm. Do you get it? If you don't fix if you penny pinch around fixing the structure, it costs you twice as much. Do you get the example? So I do think it will change it. Our defense has several issues wrong with us, people, but I do think a better midfield would help us defending from the front in terms of if we had more possession in games and dominated possession, that's one form of attack. If our midfield was a bit more industrial, I think we'd improve. And even with Ceballos and Xhaka, both of them have improved or in better form. And as a result, we look a bit more solid in midfield. Of course, in defense. Of course, a bit of that is down to the defenders, but it's relieving pressure, So we'll have to see what happens, man. Trust me, man. Break after this, my guy. Trust me, man. I ain't come back. I might not even come back tomorrow, man. Trust me, man. Let's go for one more. 2000s for me. I weren't about past that. I'd say the 2000s, man. Arsenal were actually winning stuff, so I'd say the early 2000s. Ahmed, man, you've been saying some nice comments. You just revealed yourself as a Man United fan. That's what you're on, saying nothing. Don't know. Big up my guy Turkish. Big up Curtis. Big up Rance. Big up Matisse. Big up everybody I've collabed with, man. I can't find the comment, but someone said that I should do a show with Matisse. I was thinking that the other day, bro. Both, my guy, man. We need an 8 who can carry a ball, and I do think we need, if not a 10, a man that is creative in midfield that can, you know, you look at whatever you say about Paul Pogba. I know he's not a 10, he's probably closer to an 8, but for me, that's a 10 and an 8. Because for me, I want a 10, but for me, I just want someone who's creative. I don't really care about if you can, do the Ozil thing, because the poetry and most things done. As long as we can get a midfielder who can create, it's calm. You look at Kevin De Bruyne. Would you say he's a 10? No, but he's one of the, you describe him as a playmaker. He can make things happen as well as other things. That's what we need. If we can marry the two together, which the couple of examples I've said are that, then that's what we need, man. That's what we need, man. New here, I like your shows. Big up yourself, Ernest, man. Bro, trust. No, I'm gassing, man. Shout out, Rents. We've probably got him in the short term to assist our first team, but assist our 23s and 18s. But if he develops, you could be in the first team. Yeah, trust me, man. It was you. Best YouTuber. Big praise, man. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday, man. Don't know people from Canada. Trust me, man. Big up, big up. Yeah, I am. And anyone that's in North, in fact, anyone that's in London, if you can get down to AFC Edmonton, please follow them on Instagram. Please, make sure you're pre in their thing and come down to training, man. You saw how stressed out I was in that video. Come and give me some players that want to die for this club, man. Let's see how far we can get it, man. Come help the brothers out, man. Please. I know some of you are ballers. You're just hiding. And bear of you got opinions on football, so stop hiding and come and show us what gone, man. Because I love you lot. One more question for real, and then I'm busting out, people. Real talk. Real talk. Hopefully, man, I think he's going to have a big season for the 23s. And if he plays his cards right, he could make, I think there's a big chance, he could make his appearance in a cup competition or something. I do think there's every chance he could step up. And if Guendouzi does leave, I think that even opens up more of a door for him, people. So, yeah, man. With that being said, it's been lovely, man. There's been around 300 odd people here. I'm going to try and do this a bit more. My actual goal is probably, I actually want to do this full time, but we'll see, man. I'll try my best to give you a lot of schedule and things like that. Please make sure you've liked, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for your time and support. As usual, thank you very much for the super tracks and any sort of donations and things like that. It's always appreciated. But now it is what it is, people. I'm gonna keep it moving, man. Yeah, you don't live in the UK anymore. Come, bruv. Come back, man. We need you, bruv. We need you. We need you. I didn't mean to put that one up, but I don't like the new kit. It's growing on me. That's why I'm wearing it, man. I hope so too, bro. I can't see it, but I hope so too. I hope so too, man. I really hope so, man. I really hope so, man. Really hope so. On that note, though, it's been lovely being with you guys. But on that note, I'm gonna get out of here, man. It's always a pleasure, DG. Take care, folks, man. Done, no.